Hi, and welcome to Low Carb Me and You. I'm Alexander, and today we're making low carb tortillas. Quite often, when we eat food that requires some kind of wrap or tortilla, we default to lettuce. And sure, there are options like iceberg, romaine, or butter lettuce, but it just doesn't hit the spot. Or, if you're like me, at some point you want some more variety, and at least have the feeling that your meal is complete. There are many recipes for tortillas and wraps, even low carb ones, but quite often I'm still disappointed in the amount of carbs. So I took it upon myself to see how far I could get with making the lowest carb count in a wrap. And I must say, I'm quite happy with the result. And I ate a stack, guilt free. I've tried many different recipes, ranging from thin pancake like batters to thick and sturdy dough. But this is the best one. You'll need coconut flour, psyllium husk powder, some xanthan gum, kitchen salt, an egg, and some water. Put all the dry ingredients in a bowl and whisk them so everything is evenly mixed. Then add all the water and the egg and, using a sturdy silicone spatula, work this mix until you have a dough. Make sure to smush any lumps. We're adding a bit of xanthan gum to provide some more elasticity and cohesion to the dough to make up for the lack of gluten. Without it, the tortilla becomes quite brittle and will break when you put too much on it. And be honest, who doesn't overfill their wraps? When I made the batter versions, I ran into all kinds of issues. But one common issue was that they all couldn't really hold any contents. Strong enough on their own, but filling them was out of the question. They also tasted much like omelets and pancakes. Your dough should be fairly sturdy and bounce a bit. It'll stick just a little bit to your hands, but no more. If you consider it wet, then let it rest for a while. Coconut flour absorbs a lot of moisture, so it'll take in that extra bit. If after 15 minutes it still feels too wet, you're out of luck. The dough is too tough to really knead it and add extra dry ingredients. Assuming everything went right, you can now turn this dough into tortillas. Subdivide the dough into 6 portions to make 6 tortillas. If you're like me and you lack one of those fancy tortilla presses, don't worry, I've got you covered. All you need are 2 cutting boards and some cling film. The heavier the board, the easier this is. Cover the biggest of your boards with some cling film on top. Then cover the one you're using to press down all around. That way you can't pull off the plastic wrap when you take off the tortilla. Grab a portion of the dough and roll it into a ball. Then slightly flatten it. This way you get the best round shape when you press down. It doesn't change the taste, but it'll definitely look better. Put it on top of the plastic wrap and press down with your board. And when I say press down, I really mean press down hard. Push until you can't. Then wiggle that board a bit and push some more. You'll end up with a nice flat tortilla that's about 1 millimeter thick. You should be able to peel it off quite easily. If it doesn't, rub a little oil on your plastic wrap on both sides before pressing. To cook the tortillas, I recommend setting up a little bit of a line. Press, pan, plate. The cook time for these tortillas is about 30 seconds on each side, so you can prepare the next tortilla while the first is in the pan. Get yourself a pan, add a bit of oil. You don't need a lot, just enough that the tortilla doesn't stick. Bring it to a medium-high temperature and then gently lay in that tortilla. As you can see, it'll hold quite nicely when lifting the tortilla. Once in the pan, don't move it until you're ready to flip it. In the meantime, roll a new ball and press it into its shape. Flip your tortillas after about 30 seconds. It should have a nice color and bake. You can press all your tortillas before baking if you prefer, but don't stack them. They'll start sticking together and that's a waste of effort. Once the tortilla is cooked, you can transfer it to a plate to let it cool. Just repeat this for all of your dough. If your tortillas start to stick when cooking, you should add just a bit of extra oil. And that's a wrap. Tortilla. These tortillas will stay nice and soft and can be easily reheated or just eaten cold. They roll up nicely without breaking and have enough cohesion to be filled to the brim. This recipe yields 6 tortillas. You can keep them for about a week in the fridge or freeze them. Just let them thaw completely before using them as not to break or tear the tortillas. I've managed to keep the carb count as low as possible, so you can easily enjoy multiple of them. Per tortilla, the nutrition is this: 1.1 grams of carbs, 1.5 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, and about 37 calories. Thank you for watching Low Carb Me and You. Like and subscribe to get more tasty content. Stay low carb, stay cooking, and let your taste buds dance with delight.